interest of full disclosure. So, in being checked out is Knox Cohen, the 6'1", 185-pound sophomore tight end. And he's going to walk off a little gingerly. Actually, it's going to be Nolan Thompson, number 9. So, yeah, about what you expect. A lot of penalties and a lot of cramping. And that's the weird thing, the fact that it wasn't really oppressively hot today or muggy, at least not to me. But, you get out there with the sun setting and then the sun going down, and you're going to start seeing those.
Yeah, and, we knew cramps would probably happen, but just the amount of them tonight has been surprising.
2nd and 2, Batesville at their own 40. Calvin Paget brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Backs are in the eye. 2 wide receivers, the top of the formation. Bulldogs going from right to left. Pitch it out. And dancing around is Ajon Herbert. And Herbert gets it down to the 45, maybe the 46, as he ran it off right tackle. And he's going to pick up the first down.
Another good run. Herbert obviously responsible for the touchdown run this half for the Batesville Bulldogs. Substitution for Triton Central is coming out will be Easton Wagner. Trying to add a little speed out there.
1st and 10, Batesville at their own 45.
Yeager and Elston lined up together on the near side.
Paget under center. Hands it off to Shane. Shane goes left side, bounces off one tackler, and finally in the arms of another and pulls forward for about 4 more yards. But he's got enough for the first down, right at that first down marker at the 45-yard line of the Triton Central Tigers.
And we've got to get, so it looked like maybe a Batesville player wanted to get checked out real quick. Lance Weiler looks like is still dealing with a tight calf. We've seen him go to the sideline a couple times, and Weiler's going to have to come out again.
Yeah, trotting off gingerly.
It's going to bring in for Batesville, number 77, Jackson Powell, Jr.
So 1st and 10, Batesville. Bulldogs at the Triton Central 45-yard line. Approaching 10 minutes in the 4th quarter. Backs in the eye, twins to the near side. Paget will hand it off to Shane, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. He got met by a wall of green-shirted Triton Central Tigers. Yeah, really couldn't get anything going there. Well defensive, and now Shane is down. A little slow getting up. Now he's going to pop to his feet.
Batesville's going to run more personnel around here because they're going to go ahead and take Shornick off the field. And you're also going to run back off number 26, Jeff Gersbauer.
So no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball resting at the Triton Central 45-yard line. 9:18 and counting in the 4th. And we've got a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout. That will be the first taken by the Batesville Bulldogs with 9:13 to go. And it looked like Batesville was close to a play clock violation. So Evan Ulrey bailed his team out there. And that comes with 9:13 to go in the 4th quarter. Batesville clinging to the 7-6 lead. And you have anything new as far as scores are concerned, Rob?
Well, let's go ahead and take a peek and see what the last text said. And as of right now, we are going to the 4th quarter with East Central leading Lawrenceburg 14-0. So the Tiger defense is doing what it can, but give a lot of credit to East Central's defense because you put a goose egg up for 3 quarters against Lawrenceburg and quarterback Crew Gilmore. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. Other than that, everything else is staying the same for right now, so hopefully get some final scores coming our way, and we'll have a full wrap-up when we have our post-game show tonight. Win or lose for Batesville. Hope to have Evan Ulrey up here for a quick conversation before we send him and the Bulldogs home, plus get ourselves packed up and get home as well.
Indeed. And, of course, we'll have all those final scores up on our website, WRBIRadio.com, later on tonight. And, of course, you can also catch them during the local sports report. Whoever that guy is that does it, but he'll have them for you.
Some guy.
Yeah, some guy. Couldn't tell you who it is. Never heard of him. So 2nd and 10, Batesville at their own 45-yard line. And they break the huddle. So Batesville with 2 timeouts. Tim Kegley and Triton Central have their full complement of 3. And Padgett brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Single wides on either side, backs in the eye. Padgett back to throw, looking under some pressure, rolls out to his right, and almost intercepted across the way. He was looking for the right side over there and came away and just looking for Rylan Yeager, was the intended receiver, but had a Triton Central Tiger step right in front of it. Almost came up with it, but nevertheless, that will be an incomplete pass. Stop the clock with 9:08 to go. 3rd and 10, Batesville at the Triton Central 45.
And if you've been listening or watching tonight's ball game with us, you'll be not surprised to hear that the person breaking up the pass, Henry Kemper.
There you go. He has been all over. Offense, defense, special teams. Yeager and Elston to the near side and got handed off and going straight up the middle and close to first down yardage. Looks like he's going to be shy of the marker. And let's see, that was... And we have an equipment timeout.
Well, you're going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy. Batesville has got it 4th down. Go for it. Just try and push it. This might be either you push Padgett or you let Dylan Shane do his dirty work.
And that was Ajon Herbert was the ball carrier on that one.
And you got Shane and Small out there, but Triton Central now takes a timeout.
And that's going to be their first timeout. Comes with 8:45 to go. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. Be back with more. Batesville 7, Triton Central 6, 8:45 to go in the 4th on 103.9 FM and the WRBI app.
When life takes unexpected turns, Moore Law is there to help. Moore Law can help with estate planning, elder law, nursing home planning, criminal defense, family law issues, and civil litigation. They stand behind their clients every step of the way. From protecting loved ones and securing your future to defending your rights, Moore Law's attorneys bring a wealth of knowledge and dedication to every case. Call 812-932-1227. Moore Law, attorneys you can trust.
The most and best high school sports is on WRBI.
And welcome back to Triton Central's Mendenhall Field. Whether you're listening to us on 103.9 FM, the WRBI app, or watching on WRBI TV, thank you for joining us for Season 1, Week 1 of the 2026 season of high school football, Batesville and Triton Central. Bulldogs with a 4th and 10 going for it with the ball at the Triton Central 37-yard line. Excuse me, 4th and short, 4th and 3. They did not change it on the scoreboard. Pitch it out and give it off to the middle and kind of bounce it to the outside and into the end zone. Touchdown, Zayden Small. Small kicks it into high gear, and so they go for it on 4th and short, a 37-yard touchdown run by Zayden Small, his first of the year.
Well, a little Tennessee two-step and power up the middle, and then it's a full dance across the whole dance floor for Zayden Small with 8:36 to go. And that is why you attack, because now Batesville has a chance with an extra point to make this an 8-point game, really put pressure on Triton Central, and make them have to come to the end zone. You make it 8, it would have to be 6 plus 2.
And on for the extra point will be Ronan Post and long snapper Brady Mock. And that'll be out of the hold of Jake Shornick. And waiting to get all the personnel, and it now equals 11, and just what actually more than 12. So he's going to head on out. So they had their full complement. They were right the first time. Snap back. The kick is up. And it is good. So Ronan Post 2 for 2 on extra point tries tonight. And that makes it a 14-6 ball game in favor of the Batesville Bulldogs. 8:36 to go in the fourth.
We've got a final score for you from the Milan game at Rushville tonight. It is final, and the Milan Indians are 1-0 on the season. They defeat the Rushville Lions 56-0, a game that was a running clock the entire second half. So the Indians are 1-0. They now await the Bulldogs coming up next week on Friday night over at the TP.
And can't wait for that one. I mean, that's one you circle on the calendar and always see how that one turns out. More often than not, it's a good one.
Yep, and I'm excited to see Milan because the expectation's awfully high.
Yep.
You know, you lost Wyatt Marsh, a quarterback, and Micah Norman, who was just a fantastic two-way player. But you've got two Langfordmans back. They're really high on the quarterback, Lane Smith, who's a sophomore. A lot of defensive starters back. And the polls indicating a lot of expectations. The inside circle of Milan says, hey, we've got a lot of expectations in 2026.
So Cohen Flannery getting ready to kick off for the Batesville Bulldogs. Now lead it 14-6. 2 touchdown runs, one by Ajon Herbert, a 16-yarder. Zayden Small ripped off a 37-yarder on 4th and 3. And Flannery advances on the ball and is fielded on the short hop.
Had a flag thrown back at the 40.
Yep, before he can get anything going, so flag. Might have been offsides against Batesville. Somebody out of the starting blocks a little too fast.
Offsides.
Yep, so that's what that was. Somebody a little too anxious on the kick coverage team. So now Flannery will kick off from the 35 as opposed to the 40.
We'll get this show on the road eventually.
Yeah. All right, and Flannery braces his right hand. He approaches the football and gets it off and is fielded at the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, still on his feet, across the 30, and breaks a tackle, gets to the 40, 45, 50, and shoved out and still on his feet, and in bounds is Henry Kemper, and Kemper with the return all the way to the Batesville 36-yard line.
Well, he got grabbed by number 81, Cohen Flannery.
The kicker.
Yep, and then Isaac Lemmel was finally able to come over too. Lemmel looked like he got tangled up. He was slow to get up.
So we talked about the Kemper factor, offensive, defensive, and special teams, and right there he did it on the third leg of the stool, so to speak, taking the return all the way to the Batesville 37-yard line.
And you're still trailing by 8. It would take a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie it, but a little bit of that urgency is now gone, especially if you can strike quick here with 8:22 still to go.
And they bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Matthew Wilkins at quarterback, operating out of the pistol. 2 wides to the near side, 1 to the far side. Snap back under some pressure by Gerstbauer, flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to tuck it under and run to the 25 to the 20, and chased out of bounds just shy of the 15-yard line. And we've got a flag down all the way down at the end.
Yeah, it came at the end of the play.
I think maybe a block in the back, legal block downfield.
Yep, block in the back against Triton Central, takes it away.
Yeah, that marker right down at the 20-yard line now being picked up. Yeah, it was about where Wilkins went out of bounds was where that marker was thrown. So that's going to take it back. It'll still be a 1st and 10, but it's going to be back at the 30-yard line. Excuse me, it's going to be a 4. Wilkins, the pistol, snap back to him. looking, steps up, rolls out to his left, and looking, firing, and caught along the sideline across the way, down around the 20-yard line before he's finally wrestled out of bounds. Once again, it is Kemper with the reception for the Triton Central Tigers. Or check that, Dylan, Showalter, 5'10", 160-pound junior wide receiver. He came up with it along the sideline. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Triton Central Tigers at the Batesville 20-yard line against 7:59 to go. Clock stopped after Showalter was shoved out of bounds.
Now you had a lot of east-west action on the part of Wilkins, but not enough north-south for Batesville defensively to go and make that stop.
Wilkins out the pistol, claps his hands, snap back to him, and hand it off to Ball. Goes right up the middle, and he takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line. And Batesville signaling that they got the ball on a fumble.
No indication yet from the official, and now we get it. Batesville football.
So just like that, Batesville comes up with the turnover as Triton Central was putting together another drive, and we've seen this movie before, Rob, out of the Tigers.
And it's been a movie on repeat.
Yep, on a loop.
Right there, you had a brilliant return. Wilkins is doing his thing with his feet. And then you've got, the block in the back. You've now got a fumble. But on the positive side, that turnover, forced by Batesville, means that money tonight will be donated to Turnover Hunger.
And there you have it. 1st and 10, Batesville at their own 12 after the fumble recovery. Pitch it back and going to the left side and getting out to the 15-yard line, so a little more breathing room.
Well, and now Batesville's in a spot where you're closing in on the midway mark. Now this is a position where, you can milk things a little bit more now, but Triton Central still got 2 timeouts.
Ajon Herbert was the ball carrier, so he picked up 3 on the play. Make it 2nd and 7, Batesville at their own 15. Clock rolling, 7:23 and counting.
Run game has really amped up for Batesville in the second half.
Yeah, just what they need, what you were talking about at halftime. Hand it off to Dylan Shane. Shane bowls his way forward, tries the left tackle, still on his feet, finally slung down around the 20-yard line. Just kept those legs churning, even though he had a ton of green shirts on top of him.
You wanted to be able to still move downfield because, even if this would be a situation where Batesville's eventually forced to punt, you would like a better spot to have Triton Central back a little bit more. But still a 3rd down. It's doable here with 3 to go.
Yeah, picked up 4 on the play. 4 hard-earned yards by Dylan Shane. Yeager and Shornick split up top. Snap back to Paget. Play action, looking, firing, going up top over the middle, and looking, and caught by Jackson Elston, and immediately taken down at the 40-yard line of the Triton Central Tigers. And Elston and the Triton Central defender both still on the ground. And that's Kemper was the defender. And I don't know if Jackson landed awkwardly, but it looked like he might have. But, yeah, he just skied for that one. Boxed out Kemper on the play.
Let's see where Dr. Welsh heads here with Elston.
So reset it. It's 6:20 to go in the 4th. And Batesville with a 1st and 10 at the Triton Central 40-yard line after the pitch and catch from Paget to Elston. And both teams with 2 timeouts.
Still going to tend to Elston here, who just comes up big once again. Another huge grab by the junior.
So while they're doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more after this on 103.9 FM, the WRBI app, and WRBI TV.
Hi, this is Jamie Scripture at Whitewater Motors in Greensburg. If you want a pre-owned vehicle without the runaround, come see Whitewater Motors in Greensburg or Milan. We keep a rotating mix of cars, trucks, and SUVs and help you line up financing that fits. Start with photos, prices, and easy online tools at whitewatergreensburg.com and swing by for a test drive. Whitewater Motors makes it easy to drive home happy. Come see why Whitewater Motors is the most trusted name in the car business.
Southeastern Indiana's sports voice, WRBI.
Jackson Elston pops up. The golf cart came out, but as soon as he saw that, he popped right up and went over to the Batesville sideline and walked off on his own power. So after a nice leaping catch down at the Triton Central 40-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will start at 1st and 10. 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Batesville leads at 14-6 over Triton Central. Twins to the near side, backs in the offset eye. Paget under center. Now directing traffic. Hunkers down under center. Fakes a handoff one, gives it off to Herbert. Herbert tries left side, nothing doing there. He lost yards on that play. In on the stop, Weston Smith. And also Arson McClure in on the tackle for the Triton Central Tigers. Good idea, but well defended by Triton Central.
Trying to see if there's any type of motion or with Elston over on the sideline. You know, you mentioned the cart came and he popped right back up. Elstons are good family friends. I'm imagining neither mom or dad said, suck it up.
So
in a nice way, by the way.
Yeah. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13, ball at the 43. They pitch it out.
Oh,
absolutely cartwheeled. What a tackle there by Weston Smith. Absolutely cartwheeling Ajon Herbert. And Herbert bounces right up, but he's going to lose a yard or two. So that's going to be a 3rd and 14 back at the 44. Man, what a stick there by Weston Smith.
WWE will be calling very shortly.
Yeah. 3rd and 14. Batesville up to the line of scrimmage. Now operating out of the shotgun is Paget. Looking, firing up top and trying to go over the middle and tried to go to Rylan Yeager. And had several green-shirted defenders in there. Also in the neighborhood was Liam Moon trailing the play. It was knocked down, so that's going to be a 4th down for the Batesville Bulldogs, and they're going to send out the punting team.
I don't know. In my mind, seeing that, why with 4:33 do you take that shot? Because you've already been hurt by a pass like that tonight that was intercepted. There's other ways to gain even enough yards to have a better shot at pinning Triton Central back punting-wise, or even possibly to get a 1st down. But here comes Limmel. He's had a couple punts tonight that have been aided by a friendly bounce or just a slide across the turf, but he's going to really have to make something happen here as we got a whistle, and it's just a quick equipment timeout. And coming off for Batesville, it's going to be Elston, who did return. And he's going to have to come off to fix something, and that's going to force in number 25, Clayton Kaiser.
And, of course, you've also got the dangerous Henry Kemper standing back at his own 10-yard line. Snap back to Limmel. Gets off the kick, a high kick. And it's going to take a bounce and going to let it roll, and it's going to bounce forward for Triton Central and be down around the 18-yard line.
2 timeouts for both teams remaining. 4:25 to go in the ball game. Couple more score updates for you tonight. 4th quarter, Shelbyville leads Greensburg 39-14, and it is final in St. Leon. East Central defeats Lawrenceburg 14-0.
All right, so the Trojans hold on for that one, and they continue their winning streak against the Tigers. And of course, that was a series that was interrupted for several years. But they kicked it back up about 10 years ago as always a week long, whether it's at Trojan Field or down at the pit in Lawrenceburg.
And, you look at that score and say, well, East Central's dominant, which, hey, you shut out Lawrenceburg, you're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But also the fact it's a 14-0 game and you held East Central to 14 points. What's that tell you about how good Lawrenceburg is?
That's right. Absolutely. And we had a penalty marked off against Batesville, so that's going to take the ball to the 49-yard line in Triton Central territory.
Lemmel's going to punt again.
Yeah, there was a penalty, so they're going to take it back and punt it off, and Lemmel gets it off.
This is actually a better punt.
Yes, much better. And bounce forward, and it's actually going to be taken down about the 10-yard line as opposed to around the 15, 20-yard line where the previous one was downed. So that actually worked out in Batesville's favor. But, that's just a real eye-opener between East Central holding Lawrenceburg to 14 points and that explosive offense with Crew Gilmore and his weapons around him, and Lawrenceburg, holding the firepower to a minimum really against East Central on the road.
Of course, Trojans getting Ryan Mingus back this year, which is going to be big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, missed a good chunk of last year with an injury. Triplets to the near side, one to the far side. Back to throw is Wilkins under some pressure. Mayer with get him back in the end zone as he threw it and tried to get to Wilkins Kemper on the near sideline, but well defended by Batesville. So Bryson Hageman, among others, on the near sideline defending. So the incomplete pass will stop the clock with 4:10 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10, Triton Central at their own 12.
Well, what I really like is the fact that kind of last minute, the defense for Batesville saw something. They saw that Kemper was not covered. Kudos to Hageman, Clayton Kaiser, a couple others saying, hey, get over. They got there in time.
And the Tigers break the huddle. And Wilkins will operate under center for one of the few times. Bobbled the snap, comes up with it, rolls out to his right. Looking upfield, tries to duck away from one man, get away from Kaiser, and throws to one of the guys on the sideline in street clothes. And Mayer down once again on the sideline. He was one of those in hot pursuit, along with Clayton Kaiser. And Mayer now to one knee on the near sideline, and he's now on his feet. So the incomplete pass will stop the clock with 4:02 to go. It will be a 3rd and 10, Triton Central at their own 13-yard line. In Batesville with the 14-6 lead, and both teams with 2 timeouts. Tigers break the huddle, and they slowly walk up to the line of scrimmage. Now they get their personnel set. And it'll be Kemper coming to the near side, line up and twins up top. Operating out of the pistol is Wilkins, rolls out to his left. Looking, firing, and trying to dump it off, and gets it off across the way, and should be close to first down yardage.
I was going to say, stepped out of bounds. Not exactly sure where he stepped out. Looks like it's going to be about the 20-yard line. So it's a 7-yard pickup, but it's still going to be 4th down and about 3.
And, of course, Triton Central will go for it. With 3:53 to go, trailing 14-6. So see if they are able to keep their drive alive. Batesville see if they can come out and stop the drive and turn the ball over on downs. And we've got a penalty marker, and Batesville pointing to Triton Central. I think somebody moved up front, so look for a false start against the Tigers.
Yep, going to back them up. 4th and 8. And indication going for it. You turn it over on downs, though. I mean, Batesville could just pretty much score and, quite frankly, put this thing on ice.
So Wilkins operating out of the pistol, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side, and we have another whistle.
Timeout.
Timeout will be taken. And that's going to be Triton Central. So they have one remaining with 3:52 to go in the fourth quarter, and Batesville clinging to the 14-6 lead.
Yeah, decision time. You got a chance here to discuss. Are you calling a timeout because now you want to set up a punt? Is there something you want to try and expose here with Batesville's defense? But, again, just the story of the night has been that Batesville has done enough in the second half. You've had some big catches by Elston. You've had a really good performance from Small, Shane, and Herbert in the backfield, especially in the second half. But, really for Triton Central, you could almost easily say that this should have been at one point a 20-0, 26 ball game because they should have caught 2 touchdown passes, but both negated by penalties.
And again, I think it goes back to the fact that this is a young ball club.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought in the pregame tonight that Coach Kegley really summed it up that these are guys who are talented. They know how to play high school football, but they've done it on Saturdays when it's a JV game, or they've done it when it's a freshman game. Not underneath the Friday night lights when it really matters the most.
4th and 8 at the 15. Snap back. Wilkins rolls out to his left, looking, firing upfield, and try a sliding catch. And Batesville saying that it was an incomplete pass, saying that he dropped
Triton Central that will get the catch.
They will award it to the Tigers. Sadie came up with it around the 38-yard line. Just enough to get the hand underneath there to keep it from the carpet. So that could have gone either way, and it goes to the Tigers' favor, and they pick up the first down, and they give them some breathing room as well out to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was one you would like to see from a closer angle. We don't have a good look at it here from where we're at looking across the way. Triton Central take it on their home field.
Send a man in motion to the near side. Looking, firing, and over the head of his intended receiver, he was looking for Showalter, who was the man in motion. Defending for the Bulldogs was Zayden Small. So incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:23. It'll be 2nd and 10. Triton Central at their own 38-yard line. 2 timeouts for Batesville, 1 for Triton Central.
Also another final score tonight. Thank you, Brent Lee, back in studio this evening. West Gilman, Franklin County Wildcats get the win over Newcastle, 42-21. That's a performance that West Gilman's got to like, especially because all the weapons he lost on offense with a big senior class.
Indeed. Snap back, rolling out to his right. Wilkins looking upfield, and is going to be knocked away at the last second. Well defended. The intended receiver was Tavian Faulkner.
And Jake Shornick was the one who tapped it away for Batesville.
Yeah, well defended by Shornick. He was with him step for step and put the hand up there and knocked it away. So another incomplete pass will stop the clock with 3:15 to go. It'll be a 3rd and 10. Triton Central at their own 38-yard line. And another thing with what West Gilman was dealing with, with the flooding and everything, and he compared it to the COVID year on Coach's Corner Monday night.
Had a lot of practices off because you had guys simply who could not be in attendance and dealing with the flooding. And I'm sure Connorsville, before their game tonight, probably had to deal with the same thing over the last week or so.
No doubt. Wilkins under some pressure and looking for Kemper on the near sideline. And going to call it in pass interference, and you hear the cheers from the Triton Central fans in front of us. And pleading his case is Logan Schneider. I don't think he's going to win it.
No, I think that's a 50-50 call.
Yeah,
I think it depends on the night, depending on the crew. First pass interference tonight against Batesville. Going to go against the freshman Schneider. Which, the way he threw those hands up, I have seen him have that look before. Sometimes with something an official has called on the basketball court, sometimes with me. Because usually I'm giving him the exact same look.
Oh, come on, Coach LaFerry.
Yep. And while we're getting that penalty cited and stepped off, Shelbyville a winner tonight, just down the road. 39-14 over Greensburg.
And, of course, be sure to check out WRBIRadio.com. We will have all those scores posted later on tonight. So pass interference, and that was put the ball at the 48-yard line. Unlike the pros, it's not from the spot of the foul. So 3:09 to go. 1st and 10, Triton Central at their own 48-yard line. Split one to the near side, 2 up top. And you have a man in the slot. Snap back. Wilkins fires to the right side, and he was looking once again for Wilkins, and that was defended by Small. Pass thrown beyond the numbers to the outside.
Yeah, it's 3:05. I know it's late in the game, but a lot of kudos to Batesville, who has really tightened up against some weapons for Triton Central with their receivers. I mean, outside of Schneider with the 50-50 pass interference call, I mean, they have been, especially in the second half, for a good chunk, step by step, but especially here late when it counts.
2nd and 10, Triton Central at their own 48, 3:05 to go. Clock stopped after the pass was incomplete. Operating out of the pistol is Wilkins. He's going to hand it off, gives it off to Ball. He gets it across the 50, down to the 46-yard line of the Batesville Bulldogs. And going to be shy about 4 yards of the first down marker. They'll give him 6 on that one. And clock rolling along, approaching 2.5 minutes to go in the contest. Batesville with a 14-6 lead.
Triton Central's going to run. It looks like Grant Walters out. It's going to allow for Faulkner to get a breather.
Wilkins out of the pistol. Twins on either side of the formation. Back to throw, looking, firing, and off the hands of his intended receiver. He was looking to go to Luke Strong, and Strong just not able to come up with the catch.
And he should have had it. I mean, it hits right off the palms of his hands. There's a couple Batesville guys around, but maybe he just hears the footsteps.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they were on top of him, but still, they were close enough. But, yeah, you're right, Rob. I mean, he really should have had that. But be that as it may, incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:16. 4th down and 4 at the Batesville 46. So the Tigers will split 3 wides to the near side, 1 up top. Going from left to right, snap back to Wilkins. He's rolling out under some pressure from Vogelsang and looked and caught on the near sideline. However, there is a penalty marker across the way around the 49-yard line.
And it's going to go against Triton Central. So yet again, penalties hurt.
Yep. And you are listening to high school football on 103.9 FM, WRBI, Batesville, Greensburg, Brookville, Versailles, along with on-site engineer Annie Nunley and color analyst Rob LaFerry. I'm Tom Snape. And Batesville with a 14-6 lead, 2:10 to go in the 4th quarter. And the penalty marked off against the Triton Central Tigers. And that will put it back in TC territory at the 49. Three wide to the near side. Wilkins operating out of the pistol as he has for most of the night. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Looking, firing upfield, and flag down. Nice catch by Henry Kemper along the sideline. And he comes down with it at the 36-yard line right in front of the Triton Central bench, right there in friendly territory. But then there was a penalty marker down.
Yeah, well, the flag that just got thrown, was after Kemper had been taken out of bounds. So now that's going to go against Batesville. And if this is a personal foul with 2:05 to go, not smart. That's just something that a team with more experience should have avoided altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's week 1 or not.
The catch was at the 36. Indication is against Batesville.
So the most inopportune time for penalties. We saw a lot of them with Triton Central, and right there at a crucial time for Batesville. Again, of course, they still have the still lead it by 8 points. However, it's going to give the ball to Triton Central down at the 21-yard line and a fresh set of downs, a 1st and 10 with 2:05 to go. Triton Central still has 1 timeout. Batesville has 2.
And that football is going to go all the way to the Batesville 21. So you are just knocking on the door 1 yard away from the red zone.
And Tigers break the huddle. They have single wides on either side. Showalter split to the near side. Matthew Wilkins, senior quarterback, out of the pistol. He's going to hand it off to Ball. Landon Ball goes forward inside the 20, gets to the 18 before he is just stonewalled by several white-shirted Batesville defenders.
It's been a hot minute since we've talked about Landon Ball. I've not really heard much from him in the second half. Triton Central's really focused with the pass game. Wilkins has been a lot more versatile on his feet with the run. We're down to 140.
So pickup of 3 on the play by Landon Ball gets it down to the Batesville 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. Wilkins out of the pistol, sends Showalter to the near side in motion. Rolling out to his right, looking, and changes direction, goes to the left side, looking upfield, firing into the end zone, and
he's in.
He got it.
Well, they're going to say incomplete, though.
Yep, looked like he might have been. Yeah, it was in that one corner there of the end zone.
That's the coffin corner, and it's, you have to tiptoe awfully carefully, and I thought the receiver did. I don't have a number yet because it's opposite side, but
and it's dark down there, too.
Yeah, you just got to applaud the effort.
Yep.
Even with the incomplete, that is about as close you could probably get to the catch.
And that's Showalter, who almost came up with it. 1:09 to go. 3rd and 7 at the 18. Wilkins out of the pistol. Claps his hands, fakes the handoff. Under some pressure, rolls out to the right, looking, and he's going to run it and take it around the 6-yard line.
Schneider finally pushed him out for Batesville.
Yep, finally got out of bounds there, aided by Schneider. But it'll be a 1st and goal for the Triton Central Tigers. And it's going to take it down to the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal, Triton Central at the Batesville 8-yard line. 1:02 to go in the 4th quarter. Batesville clinging to the 14-6 lead. However, Triton Central knocking at the door. Two wides to the near, 2 up top. And operating out of the pistol as Kemper goes in motion to the far side, and we've got a stoppage in play.
Timeout, Batesville.
Yep, so that will be the second one taken by the Batesville Bulldogs with 1:01 to go. And we'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to High School Football on 103.9 FM, the WRBI app, and WRBI TV.
When looking for the highest standard of HVAC service and care, turn to Hurt & Elko, your local Lennox Premier dealer. Hurt & Elko and their Premier dealer status means you are certain to be working with a company who has the highest level of training, professionalism, and customer satisfaction. For a limited time, they're offering up to $1,900 in rebates on a brand new Lennox system or finance with low monthly payments. Call Hurt & Elko today at 812-934-4646 or visit them online at hurt-elko.com to learn more. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Your free source for local sports, WRBI.
.102 to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and goal, Triton Central at the Batesville 8-yard line. The Bulldogs with the 14-6 lead. However, Triton Central knocking on the door as Matthew Wilkins, senior quarterback for the Tigers, brings him up to the line of scrimmage, operating out of the pistol. Snap back to him, rolls out to his left, being chased around in reverses direction, comes to the near side with it, looking, he's going to keep it on and run, and got trucked, still on his feet, and Matthew Mayer laid a stick to him, but somehow, some way, he's able to get in, is Wilkins on the 8-yard run.
If you are not watching the video right now and are just listening, let me give you an example of what that looked like. Fernando Mendoza, the national championship, getting popped and hit in the end zone. I mean, Wilkins got absolutely laid out, stayed on his feet, and we're now a 2-point conversion away from tying this bad boy with 49 seconds to go.
Man, what an effort by the senior quarterback, Matthew Wilkins, 6'1", 175 pounds. Took a licking and kept on ticking. And a timeout taken, and that will be the last timeout for the Triton Central Tigers. It comes with 49 seconds remaining, and it is a 14-12 ball game, Batesville, but what an effort by Wilkins.
Yeah, and so, you're looking at a couple possibilities right now. Obviously, the goal for Triton Central is to get in, get the 2-point conversion, and tie. If you don't, you're looking at an onside kick, because now with no timeouts, if Batesville is able to cover it up, and guess what? It's a take a knee if the 2-point conversion fails after an onside kick would fail. So, not all would be lost if you don't convert on the 2 points, but it'd be awfully difficult for Triton Central and they'd have to rely on the onside.
And after we wrap up things here, don't forget, in the postgame show, then we'll have Cincinnati Reds baseball in progress. The Reds begin a 3-game series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks.
And the Reds are so successful on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
No. It's where dreams go to die.
Uh-huh.
So no score between the Reds and Diamondbacks. We'll have that for you as soon as we wrap up our proceedings here.
Yep.
We still have 49 seconds to go in regulation.
Well, take that back now, by the way. Arizona in the second just took a 1-0 lead.
Uh-huh. So here we go.
All right,
Never
2-point
mind.
conversion attempt.
Yep. And they have him in stacked in tight. Snap it back. Hand it off to Ball. Ball goes up and into the end zone for the touchdown. So Ball able to convert the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 14 apiece with 49 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, you look at last year in Batesville and Triton Central, it came down to a, again, 2-point conversion attempt. Evan talked about that in the pregame.
Yep.
And now a 2-point in 2026 works. 49 seconds. If you're Batesville now, you are hoping for a stellar return. 49's a lot of time, and you've got a timeout to play with.
So we have a brand new ball game, 14-14. Batesville and Triton Central.
And you've got, looking over across the way, Ronan Post is already getting that leg warmed up and ready to go. Because a field goal at this point would win it.
That's right. And he was booting him from 52 yards out in pregame warm-ups.
Looking at Batesville, they're going to put Herbert back to return. They're going to throw Yeager back there as well. And is that third man going to be Small? Yep. So you're putting all of your speedsters back there.
So Evan Mitchell will kick off for the Triton Central Tigers. 49 seconds to go in regulation. Advances on the ball. And it is fielded and bounced out of his hands, and picking it up is Small. Herbert, excuse me. And Herbert going to be cartwheeled down around the 15-yard line before he could get that shoulder turned upfield. So that would be 7 seconds elapsed off the clock on the return by Herbert. So 42 seconds in regulation.
And I would believe that you are saying Calvin Padgett, look for Jackson Elston. And if you're Triton Central defense with the pass game, find number 4 and find a way to keep him out of the equation.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for Batesville. And we're tied at 14 apiece, 42 seconds to go in regulation. And Triton Central thinking the same thing. They're going to rush just 2, maybe have a few linebackers, but I have a lot of folks back deep.
5 wide.
And the snap back
Fumble.
to Padgett.
Triton Central, though, really no indication. It looks like Padgett got on top of it.
And he was operating out of the shotgun, and the snap back to him, he bobbled it, and he was able to fall on top of it.
But now the clock rolls. Now we're down to 23 seconds.
So 2nd and 10 at the 15. And it looks like, looks like they're going to let the clock run. 14 seconds to go on the play clock. And Batesville's going to go ahead and take their chances in overtime. So free football in Western Shelby County. So at the end of regulation, the Batesville Bulldogs 14, the Triton Central Tigers 14. We'll be back with overtime after the 60-second timeout. You're listening to high school football on 103.9 FM, the WRBI app, and watching on WRBI TV.
Franklin County Farmers.
Hi, this is Jamie Scripture at Whitewater Motors in Greensburg. If you want a pre-owned vehicle without the runaround, come see Whitewater Motors in Greensburg or Milan. We keep a rotating mix of cars, trucks, and SUVs and help you line up financing that fits. Start with photos, prices, and easy online tools at whitewatergreensburg.com and swing by for a test drive. Whitewater Motors makes it easy to drive home happy. Come see why Whitewater Motors is the most trusted name in the car business.
The most and best high school sports is on WRBI.
And we are back at Triton Central, and we are getting ready for overtime to kick off this 2026 football season. The Batesville Bulldogs and the Triton Central Tigers. And just like we did around 7 o'clock, so about 3 hours and 16 minutes ago, we had a coin flip, and we're going to do that again. We're going to repeat that process here and see which way decide which one they defend, who gets the ball, who has to defend, which goal they're going to defend, and all that good stuff.
Plenty of polite conversation, none of which is probably about dinner talk because everywhere's probably closed by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is Waffle House.
There's always Waffle House.
Always there. Like Jamar Chase, always open.
Uh-huh.
So with that, we'll go ahead and let you know that tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Whitewater Motors, Hurt and Elko, Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance Company, and the Ripley County Community Foundation and Batesville Dental. Also by Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Doug Sherwood, Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, and Bruns Gutzwiller. Other sponsors include Ivy Tech Community College, Gehrings, Vaguely Napa Auto, Ison's Family Pizza, Andrews Weistefeld Funeral Home, Fleetwood Chevrolet, Margaret Mary Health, Great Plains Communications, and Moore Law Office. And Batesville won the toss. They have deferred. So they will defend the goal to our left. So Batesville will see what Triton Central is able to come up with, see if they score. And they take it from there.
Second overtime game for Batesville in 2 years. They had one in 2025. We go back to the Greensburg game. Greensburg was a winner in that one. So another OT appearance for Evan Ulrey and company.
And that was one that Isaac Sliger talked about on Coach's Corner this week, about that Batesville win in Week 7, the overtime win at home. So they get another one in Week 1 of the 2026 season. So the ball will be marked at the 10-yard line. Tigers break the huddle as we begin the overtime. And operating out of the pistol is Matthew Wilkins, senior quarterback, single wides on either side. Snap back, hands it off to Ball. And Ball gets about 2 yards on the carry.
Going to chip away a little bit.
Yep. Again, he steady diet of him early on, and then Triton Central went to the passing game, and he came up with some huge runs there on that tying drive to send it into overtime. So pick up of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8, 2nd and goal at the 8. Let's call it goal. 3 wide to the near side. Wilkins out of the pistol, claps his hands, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, looking, sets up shop, still looking, firing in the end zone, and fires it way out on the track. I mean, he threw that. He just heaved that one.
Wouldn't maybe be your best track star, but certainly with that throw, field events.
Yeah. Just as long as he's not a javelin catcher.
Yeah, there you go.
So it'll be an incomplete pass, 3rd down. Ball at the 8-yard line. And once again, they will mix up the formations, and they're going to send 3 up top and 1 to the near side. Wilkins out of the pistol, claps his hands. Under pressure, rolls out. Now goes off to his right. Still rolling, directing traffic. Now setting up shop, throwing and firing, and
nothing.
Out. Yeah, came up snake eyes on that one, threw it out of the end zone. And Caden Vogel saying was in hot pursuit, almost came up with him, and Vogel saying getting up a little slow and limps back to the huddle.
Field goal time for the Tigers.
Yep, so they're going to go ahead and kick it on 4th down.
The Tigers will let go for field goal on 4th.
And their field goal kicker,
who was a newcomer this year, by the way.
Yes, among many. Seem like they have a lot of new faces, well documented.
It's going to be Evan Mitchell, number 17.
Yeah, Mitchell, the 6'5", 155-pound junior.
Low snap.
Back, low snap, hit the ground, and it goes up and through. So Evan Mitchell puts Triton Central up by 3, 17-14. Now Batesville will get a crack at it in the overtime. So Mitchell with the 24-yard field goal. Puts up Triton Central by 3. And now they'll flip the field down to our left. And Batesville will try to drive into the end zone in the overtime period. Patch it up to the line of scrimmage. Pitches it. Gives it off to Small. Small dances around. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. He was swarmed under by several green-shirted defenders for the Triton Central Tigers.
And we're going to see what Batesville wants to do here. I like that play call because you're trying to establish, okay, what can we do with Zayden or an Ajon or a Dylan here? You've got a couple pass options. Worst case, you send Ronan Post out to kick the field goal to tie it. But you would love a touchdown to end this thing if you're the Batesville Bulldog.
And going up to the line of scrimmage is Paget under center, backs in the eye, fires and caught on the far sideline and inside the numbers and into the end zone. Touchdown! Batesville scores the touchdown in overtime. They win it 20-17. A strike touchdown by Paget on the toss. And that will do it. Your final score, the Batesville Bulldogs 20. The Triton Central Tigers 17 in overtime. Post-game show is up next on 103.9 FM, the WRBI app, and on WRBI TV.
When looking for the highest standard of HVAC service and care, turn to Hurt and Elko, your local Lennox Premier dealer. Hurt and Elko and their Premier dealer status means you're certain to be working with a company who has the highest level of training, professionalism, and customer satisfaction. For a limited time, they're offering up to $1,900 in rebates on a brand new Lennox system or finance with low monthly payments. Call Hurt and Elko today at 812-934-4646 or visit them online at hurt-elko.com to learn more. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance at 125 Main Street in Brookville was founded in 1900. And they're not just for farmers. Get your auto and home insurance through Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance Company too. Visit their website at fcfminsurance.org. Looking for a local insurance company with local agents? Look no further. Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance. Not just for farmers.
In Ripley County, 1 in 7 children face food insecurity. That means weekends can feel long, empty, and uncertain. Through Turnover Hunger, the Batesville and Milan varsity football teams are working to change that. 1 turnover, 1 backpack, 1 child at a time. Join the Turnover Hunger effort to feed hungry children on weekends. Donate to the Ripley County Community Foundation, 13 East George Street, Suite B, Batesville, or online at rccfonline.org. Donate today.
You only have one smile. Make yours the best it can be with Batesville Dental. For over 40 years, Batesville Dental's provided the latest technology in their state-of-the-art facility. They strive to make your visit a pleasure. Doctors Broughton, Liedermeyer, and Roberts and their staff offer preventative care, Invisalign, implants, extractions, and cleanings to keep your mouth healthy and your smile beautiful. Batesville Dental, 391 Northside Drive, Batesville. You only have one smile. Make yours the best it can be. Batesville Dental.
Southeastern Indiana's sports voice, WRBI.
Your final score from Triton Central, the Batesville Bulldogs outlast the Triton Central Tigers 20-17 in overtime. Calvin Paget, a 10-yard touchdown pass to Jake Shornick, wins it on a swing pass, and Shornick goes in, runs it outside the numbers and untouched into the end zone for the winning score. Batesville wins it 20-17 over Triton Central in overtime.
What a battle. I mean, just first off, you give a lot of credit to the home team tonight for battling back when it looked like, they were a play or two away from having to cough the football up. They find a way to make something happen. They get the score. They get the 2-point conversion. But also for Batesville, to come back in overtime, you watch the field goal get kicked, you're trailing by 3, and just to have that mentality, hey, let's just go out here real quick and get this thing done. I mean, I think right there is a sign of maturity for this group from a year ago. There were some things late that I thought, okay, there's some things heading in the right direction with this football program. So, was there some low points? Yes, for both teams with penalties and everything else. But, overall, it's a W on the road against a ranked 2A team at number 11 in the state. Batesville gets it done. They're 1-0. You got to feel good about that heading in the next week.
And the scoring rundown in this ball game looked like this. It was a scoreless first quarter. Then Triton Central got on the board first. Matthew Wilkins with a 33-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Showalter with 6:07 to go. in the second quarter. The kick was blocked, and that's how we went into the locker room at the half, 6-0. Batesville got on the board with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ajon Herbert, a 16-yard touchdown run. Ronan Post added the extra point, and it was 7-6. And then Zayden Small with a 37-yard touchdown run with 8:36 to go in the fourth. Post added the extra point, and it was 14-6 Bulldogs. And then with 49 seconds to go in regulation, senior quarterback of the Triton Central Tigers, Matthew Wilkins, comes up with an 8-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion was good on a landing ball run, and we were tied at 14, and we went to the extra football. Triton Central got the ball first after Batesville deferred. Evan Mitchell, a 24-yard field goal, put the Tigers up 17-14. And then it was Calvin Paget, the 10-yard touchdown pass to Jake Shornick into the end zone, untouched. 20-17 is your final score in overtime. Batesville over the Triton Central Tigers.
All right, final scores tonight that we will wrap up with, at least on my end. So we have our game, which is now final. East Central a winner 14-0 over Lawrenceburg. North Decatur defeats South Decatur 39-2. Rushville falls to Milan 56-0. Shelbyville defeats Greensburg 39-14. And Franklin County defeats Newcastle 42-21.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Rob. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. And we'll tell you that tonight's game brought to you by Whitewater Motors, Hurt and Elko, Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance Company, the Ripley County Community Foundation, Batesville Dental, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Doug Sherwood, Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Bruns Gutzwiller, Ivy Tech Community College, Garings, Vaguely Napa Auto, Ison's Family Pizza, Andrus Wiesterfeld Funeral Home, Fleetwood Chevrolet, Margaret Mary Health, Great Plains Communications, and Moore Law Office. Our thanks to Triton Central Athletic Director Brian Graham for the hospitality and accommodations. Also, Coach Tim Kegley for his pregame comments, and Evan Ulrey for his pregame comments as well from the Batesville perspective. Also, a big tip of the cap to Brent Lee and John Heil back at the studio for engineering tonight's broadcast. Don't forget, Reds baseball joining in progress against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, your final score, Batesville 20, Triton Central 17 in overtime. For Annie Nunley, Rob LaFerry, and everyone at WRBI Sports, I'm Tom Snape saying thank you for listening and watching as well on WRBI TV. And we'll catch you again next time soon. Good night, everybody.
Catch the replay of tonight's broadcast on demand, free of charge, anytime. Find it on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, and at WRBITV.com. From Southeastern Indiana's sports voice, WRBI.